All right, welcome back to the channel. So this video is being made specifically for some people that I play another game with, who want to get into Civilization and feel it's a little overwhelming. So I'm going to do a real basic breakdown and play a couple of eras and just kind of go through it step by step. So the first thing I did in this game setup is I'm changing to standard rules. I do have all the expansions and the DLC. However, I found that that can be really overwhelming to new players. So I'm actually going to go back to the standard rules, so they don't have to worry about loyalty. They don't have to worry about weather effects currently, and I'm definitely not going to be adding any game modes to this. I am going to leave that. Um, oh, I guess the base game does not have a diplomacy victory. I was going to leave diplomacy in here, but it just does have culture domination, religious, and science. I'm going to go over those victory types and kind of how you can achieve those a little bit later. So as you can see, I tried to stick to a map. I love small continents. Small continents is my go-to. I love waterways and getting boats and getting Sinbad and doing my trade routes over water. Um, but I decided for this one, for anyone playing the base game, this might help them as well, just to stick to continents. I always do a huge map. It's really up to you and what you want to do, but I want a massive world to explore, even though I'm probably not going to explore the entire world in about 2 eras. Um, and yes, I do cheat here and I put abundant resources. I do a new world age. I do wet rainfall and I do low sea levels. Low sea levels because I want more land. Wet rainfall because I want there to be more woods to be more production. New, of course, I want more hills to be more production. And you can definitely leave it to the standard. I just don't like that. And no turn limit. So, I always bring it down to 5 city states. I think any more city states than that, you're going to really have a difficult time getting cities put together for your empire because there's going to be so many states put down. You can max it out. You can put it up. I think it was up to 18 that it wanted to place. I just find out that it's a huge land grab for those city states, and it's can make that part of settling cities difficult. Here, we're probably going to see, like Abraham Lincoln was never in the base game. We're going to see a lot of leaders in here that aren't part of the base game. I'm not going to mess with them at all. I'm not going to use them. If I do see them in the game, it is what it is. But I'm going to stick to the primary leaders who were really great when Civilization 6 launched, and I am talking about Peter of Russia. The fact that he can claim a lot of land makes him incredibly nice to start with. Another one is Seonduk of Korea. Her science boost is amazing. Saladin of I think of Arabia. He has a really nice science faith structure, and he can claim the last religion, or he automatically claims last religion. So if you don't want to worry about choosing or claiming a religion, definitely go with Saladin. Um, Rome is another really good civ to use because it automatically, on the same continent as your capital, puts down roads from every city. So it makes traversing your empire a lot faster. Also, getting those monuments, they're not so important in the standard game as they are much further along with all the DLC and secret societies, but you do get those monuments automatically built with Rome, and that is Trajan. So I'm actually going to go with one of my old-time favorites from the base game. It's Peter of Russia, and just to kind of show you right here, he can easily build his lavras, which are his holy sites, really fast. He gets faith on tundra tiles. I always felt like he was a little incomplete because I think he should have got at least some aspect of what Canada has for developing in in the tundra. Canada has a great bonus for being able to put down farms and whatnot um, in snowy conditions. Russia doesn't have that. They do have, you know, one faith and one production from tundra, which is nice, but it doesn't really help them with food, right? So I'm going to go with Russia. The cities I'm going to be putting down are going to be twice as large, and that's part of Russia's bonus. So we'll go ahead and get started here. The first thing I'm probably going to be doing. Okay, good. I muted it. I had to mute all the music because um, I will get strikes on YouTube because some of it is historical classical music. So I made that mistake before. I do think they have a streaming safe um, music, but I just didn't enable it. So um, you know, I'm gonna start the way I start every single game. Now, first look right here. For Russia, some people are like, I don't mind this. This is a really great spawn. As you can see, I already have filters on here. It's always thrown. Um, so a lot of people don't like the show yield icons. I love show yield icons because I want to see how much food, how much production, how much science, how much culture, how much gold is automatically on every tile because I'm constantly planning in my head, right? Planning where my city is going to go. This gets a lot more bigger with going away from the standard game and getting that DLC. Just so you're aware, it is the show yield icons to turn these little icons on. So first things first, we are looking for a Plains Hill. I'm not seeing a Plains Hill unless this is no, that's just the Plains. Is this the Plains Hill? Nope. And pretty sure that's not a Plains Hill. So Plains Hill is kind of like a yellowish um, coloring to it. These are all grasslands. This is a grasslands hill, and these are great for food. When you see pure green tiles like this, you know it's going to be plentiful in food production. I should say, food surplus. Production is going to be, these little. Let me see if I can zoom in. These little cogwheels right here. And of course, when you see woods, you're going to see more production because this is a hill, which gives you one production, and wood, which gives you another production. This is only wood. And that's because this is a grassland. There is no hills here. So we could settle right here on this river and it would be perfect. It does give you ideas of where you can settle cities. That would be really good spots. In Civilization, the general rule is you want to count. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. That is for all this city if I were to put it right down here. Then you would go to the fourth tile, one, two, three, and put a city here if the river extends up there. You do want to settle on a river. That is the number one area to settle a city. That is going to make your city grow the fastest because you have access to fresh water. Now, if there wasn't a river here, I could still put a city here. Well, probably right here, and build an aqueduct in this tile to this mountain. That will automatically give me fresh water. But I do have to wait to develop aqueducts in order for that to happen. So just keep that in mind. You can build aqueducts to mountains, other mountain structures. If there is a natural wonder that looks like a mountain, it's not a mountain. Don't even think it's a mountain. I've made that mistake. Um, Also, in other games we would see flood tiles where we could possibly put a dam, but not in the base game. So what I'm gonna do just for funsies, I'm actually gonna travel up this river with my settler, and I'm gonna bring my warrior over here. I want to spread them out, and I want to kind of find another place that might be better for my capital city. So far, I'm seeing lots and lots of production, and that is a marsh. See, now over here, we're seeing the plains, right? Still no plains hills. There might be some plains hills over in this direction. Usually, grasslands are clumped together, and then plains are clumped together. So if you see some plains, there might be better. Remember that Plains Hill is going to be the ideal spot to put down a city. And we're coming up on a tribal village. It's okay in this version. Those become really important with secret societies because claiming tribal villages helps you to unlock. And we got a barbarian on us right here. We, I could settle on this Plains Hill right here. If this barbarian takes this tile where I'm at, it's game over for me because that settler is undefended. And um, now we have some desert down here. We don't really want to do that. And honestly, I'm looking at this area, even though this would turn. So this is what happens when you put a city down with a settler. The Plains Hill goes from a one food, two production tile to a two food, two production tile. If I were to settle right here, this tile remains two food, one production. If I were to settle right here, no, actually this is better. If I were to settle right here, this tile is going to turn to a two food, one production. We really want to stay away from settling on woods because you're cutting down the woods to settle a city. And if it's not a Plains Hill, it's going to be a 2-1. One of the nice tiles to settle on actually is a tile I don't see so far is going to be a typically it's a two food, one production, two gold tile. Because remember, you're going to be earning this every single turn. And civilization is the very base of it is all about the long game, right? So I'm actually going to settle right here. I think this is a really good spot. I always try to make sure I have a 2-2 tile in my founding city. So basically, I want two food, two production, at least on one of my tiles in my cities. If I don't do that, getting stuff done takes time, takes a lot of time. And I'm not really going to explore this desert right here because deserts are dead to me. As Russia, they do nothing for me. Nothing's going to happen there. I tend to like to follow rivers with my explorers um, because that gives me an idea of where I can place cities. So the first thing I'm going to make is a warrior. A lot of people like making scouts first thing off. I hate making scouts first thing off because scouts die fast, um, especially if they're surrounded by barbarians. If I have my warrior and I'm surrounded by barbarians, I can just go into fortify mode, and he can probably endure a lot of harassment from those barbs. Um, I'm also making sure that the path he's walking is all in fog of war. It's nothing I've uncovered. I really want to split everyone up because I want to see what's around me because I need to plan out my cities. As you can see I right now I could probably put a city over here, but I need to know what's over here and what's over here and what's over here because that's where all the rivers are going. And like I said, this doesn't happen normally with most civilizations. You only get the 6 surrounding tiles to your capital. Peter claims a lot of land. So he's a lot of fun if you want to be a land hog. Oh, we have a tribal village over there. We'll probably go grab. Sometimes it'll give us a builder or a settler. It gave us a new population, which is actually really good. I'm going to go over here because remember, we saw some barbarians in here. That's indicating that there's a barbarian encampment around here. And I'm going to start off by making a settler. All right, and I'm going to try to maneuver myself back to that river. This guy's following this river. And the first thing I research is animal husbandry. Do the same thing every single game. Mining and then pottery will be next. And trying to get him back on track. One other thing, you notice that my line of sight really opened up over here. It's because I'm on a hill. Hills, I can see further with my guy. I can't see through woods, so you'll see that when you're exploring, that your line of sight when you uncover new tiles is going to be limited. That's because your guy can't see through woods. On hills, they can see further. On grasslands, it's probably going to be limited as well because it's going to be a standard field of view. Oh, that's a surprise. So, what I would probably do in this situation, because the problem is this barbarian's going to cross this river. If I had the chance, I would sit my butt right here and fortify, because I want to draw him over an attack, and I want to draw this guy out of attack. The reason being, this guy's in fortify right now, so it's going to be really hard to hit him and kill him and clear out the barbarian encampment. I want to clear them out because I don't want them this close to my city. In in the DLC and later expansions, sometimes you actually want to let barbarian encampments thrive because they will grow into city states, and that can be incredibly helpful for your empire. Yeah, see, he is going to be a little jerk, and so I will be a little jerk. The reason I'm doing this is I'll show you here in a second. I always do +5 unit combat strength when fighting barbarians. And I'm always going to do 1 faith and 1 gold in the capital until I get my Pantheon. And I'm going to go into Fortify. The reason being is if you look at this right here, I can't actually move my cursor down to it, but if you look at the warrior versus warrior, under me I have +5 river defense. When you try to cross a river to attack another unit, you're going to take more damage and they're going to take less damage because you're trying to cross a river. So I'm going to go into Fortify to try to draw him to attack me. He's going to do less damage and take more damage. And then in Fortify, I'm also going to heal a little bit. Now, if we go back here, look at that. He took about 60% damage. I didn't take much at all, and I healed up some. And now I can actually upgrade. So I always kind of do, left to right. It's really up to you on what you want to do. Um, put him back into Fortify. And he just, ended up killing himself. And I'm going to go Fortify until healed. Because what I really want to do is I want to get that settler out. And uh, oh, there's a city state, Valletta. So there's someone around here. So this is one thing you can do with city states. You should always, get the one envoy when you meet a city state for the first time. It can be any player, any civilization in the game. We see there is an unmet player that has one envoy there. That's because somebody has already met Valletta before us. So there is probably someone over here in this direction. What I try to do is I try to build cities toward that area once I find where they are, um, because I'm trying to cut them off from land. So We're building another warrior because we have to clear out that barbarian encampment. Oh man, that's not good. So thankfully, I got him back to my city. And I don't need another warrior here because, look, he's surrounded by rivers. Even if I had another unit, they would take a lot of extra damage. So I'm going to try to solo this right here. I'm worried about these barbarians over here and trying to get stuff done around here. And the first thing I'm going to do is writing. Typically, it would be the holy sites in the base game. Um, Man, they are getting super messed up. All right, so we're not going to be able to go that way. So I am going to take my warrior and send him down here. This is the main reason you want to get rid of barbarian encampments. All right, so we're going to heal him up. And I always like my guys fully healed because you actually do less damage if you're not fully healed. Now, this is not ideally where I would want to put a city, right? This is just something that is going to happen the way it's going to happen because of the situation I'm in with these barbarians. I also would not prefer to create all these warriors, but you kind of have to just roll with it. All right, we put down Moscow. Now, if you have a warrior in a capital, you can cross and do some damage to him because you can heal a lot faster within the border of one of your cities or allies, and you can heal even faster when you're in the capital. All right, so I'm going to do a slinger here. See, he's running away now because he knows exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to heal him back up now. And this guy is going to have to stop his exploring and come over here. Because this barbarian is a jerk. Okay, so I got a relic. I got the Bones of the Magi. And we can view the great works here. So it's producing 4 faith and 8 tourism for me. Relics are really great, especially if you want to run a culture victory. That's really the backbone of culture victories is um, getting those visitors in, all those tourists. I mean, all right. So we are going to take him and go up here because we have a slinger on the way. And what is going on with my production there? Okay. So this is also a really great thing to show. So it's trying to work this tile, my one settler, 2 food, 1 production, 3 gold, which is great. But in this situation, I really need to get this slinger built really fast. So I'm going to move it to the 2 food, 2 production so it can get done even faster. Because that was 15 turns and now it's down to 9 turns. And we need to. Oh man, there he is. All right. So this guy's a dick. Massive dick. Now, if you're playing him, it's really good. So this is one thing I do. we see the barbarians and we see them attacking Addis Ababa. Just kind of low key let them do what they're going to do. You want them to harass your your opponents as much as possible. They are super close to us. So this next settler is going to be putting a city right here because I am trying to landlock him. Because the settler after that is, I'm trying to figure out which way I should start to claim because this area isn't as great. I'm probably going to send him over here. Okay. So as you can see, you're always planning, always strategizing. Where am I going to put my city? Because even though we're not at war, I'm going to play the war of adversary or the role of adversary and cut him off from land. That is the biggest thing. This game, loyalty isn't an issue, but it does set you up for other games to kind of think that way. Like you can be like, "Oh, hey buddy, hey, I'm going to send you a delegation of 25 gold. Let's be friends. Let's be besties." Really, what I'm saying is, let's be besties because I'm going to put cities down and I claim twice as much land, take all your land, and cut you off from anything. Like worldwide diplomacy, right? All right, so now we got the science structure that we can build. I am Um, I'm actually gonna send this one out to explore because the warriors aren't my or the barbarians aren't my problem anymore. But I will keep this warrior here to escort the settler that's coming out just because we have a lot of barbarians around. And Sacred Path. Sacred Path is by far the best pantheon in my opinion, when it comes to faith. When you don't have a lot of mountains and you need really good adjacency for your holy sites, Sacred Path, if you can get to it before anyone else can, take it. It's so nice. If you can't, River Goddess is good. I also like the one out for strategic resources, like right here, to put down one extra production and one faith. I like that one too. See, Horsey, you're not supposed to follow me. Yeah, continents are really good for rivers. I'm not used to seeing this many rivers because I usually place small continents. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to. So that's a Plains Hill we can settle on. Remember, that was where we were going to put one of our first cities. But I'm not seeing two food, two production over there. Now, this one right here has one food, two production. If we put a city here, it's going to turn into an automatic two food, one production tile. So I am thinking about settling there, actually. Hmm. Or maybe right there. Let's just hope for a forest fire. Let's just say that. Let's hope for. No, wait, that won't happen. This is the base game. All right, so we got that. We send this guy over here. Something's telling me I should have settled over here. Oh well. So I have a feeling Addis Ababa is gonna start getting aggressive with settling some land. Let's see. Um, Sorry, I need production, dude. There we go. That's better. I'll do a trader. I like getting trading going. I don't like setting up trading when there are barbarians all over the place. Um, I just don't like these one food to production tiles. It's just a nitpicky thing for me. Oh, there's a Minotaur of Nubia. So, one food, two production. I'm just going to do this to show you guys. It turns into two food, two production. And now I can easily do this. And that's wiping out the barbarians. They usually automatically spawn some sort of troop when you wipe them out that way. But you can buy the tile that they're sitting on and it will dismiss them. All right. And this is a real just a real jerk thing to do to your neighbors is to buy up the good tiles by their city. Um, there we go. Just to kind of show you a couple of things I do that aren't technically aggressive, but are kind of aggressive. So I'm going to build the wheel for the water mill. A lot of my cities are in rivers, and that's going to give me extra food and extra production. Here, always build a slinger in your city because you can upgrade them to. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will look elsewhere in the future. Not, not gonna do that. Um, then I'm gonna heal him in the cap in that city, not the capital. Oh, she's right here. No, that's no, that's him. That's Addis Ababa. He just put down a city. He also gets really upset when you settle on hills because he claims all the hills are for him. It's kind of weird. Put him back there so he can heal up. Oh man, I got to get out of here. Archers, they can shoot two tiles away. So I used the upgrade for that would help me against ranged attacks because I knew they were going to hit me. So that was an easier way to survive that attack. And healing both of these guys up in my little area here. And I'm going to send this over to Valletta. If it gets raided, it gets raided. No big deal. Usually I would send it over to Kazan to create a road for Semi Empire. but I think we need a little bit of gold. So I'm actually going to put down a Lavrit. In the base game, I wouldn't normally prioritize this. I would prioritize a campus. Um, but you know, this is to kind of show you what I would do with all the DLC. Now, these numbers would not happen without that Pantheon I chose, especially this +3. That can be hard to get when there's no mountains around. Move him out, put him in Fortify. Get away from me, dude. Yeah, I'm running from that archer big time. Lavra +3 over here, but I know that campus. I'm going to put a campus here. Campus on mountains is really good adjacency points so that you earn 3 science per turn. And he is fully healed up, so I'm going to send him over here. And he is yet to heal up. And we have... Dude, stop being a jerk. Get off my... Get off me. All right, so before the first era, I want 4 cities. My 4th settler is going out. That is my goal number 1 in the first era. Um, Beyond that, it's um, you're going to be doing you're putting down those districts. As you can see, I'm putting down in Moscow, I'm putting down a holy site. In Kazan, I'm putting down a campus. In St. Petersburg, I'll put down one or the other, depending on which one has good adjacency. Probably going to be a holy site because I don't have mountains around here for a good campus. Um, if you're running a culture game, this would also be a really good time for you to create a wonder, or maybe even, at one of the starts of your turn. It's really going to hold you back from, um, you know, putting out those cities. But sometimes it might be worth it, especially when it comes to the Great Bath with the DLC and you're on floodplains. That definitely I would put down ASAP because you can flood that and get faith on those tiles, and that is actually a really great way to build tall versus what I'm doing and is building wide. Now, if you don't know what tall is fewer cities, but they produce so much more, and wide is just more cities. Um, Building tall, I've seen it done really well on very small maps. I haven't seen it done well on huge maps before. All right, so we can put down campus. Look at this. We got one spot that has a +1. And this tells you right here of what you need to get a better adjacency. Um, so your campus gives you 1 scientist point per turn. You can increase the science per turn that you earn from the campus by having an adjacent grassland, mountain. Look at this: mountain, 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 mountain tile. Um, Otherwise, you need 2 adjacent rainforest tiles, 2 adjacent district tiles, or being close to the Great Barrier Reef. And what I would say is, you know, if you don't have mountains, you really do want to kind of plan out your city, right? Because of the 2 adjacent district tile +1 bonus that you would get. I believe, yeah, so these are the 2 rainforest tiles giving this tile 1. In order to give that more, you would need, 2 district tiles over here, something like that to even give that another, +1. It's not, you know, it's nothing to worry about right now. So I'm going to look at my faith and I'm looking for a +3. +3 is where in, the DLC game you get some points for your era progress. Now we have a +3 over here. The only +3 that we actually do have. what I don't want to do is I don't want to take Kazan's spot for their holy site. So I want to go over here and make sure, and I can't see that. That was a little poor planning on my side. So since that's the case, I'm gonna. Hmm, I might just. Oh, that's a +2 right there. See, I can't put an adjacent there. Anything adjacent there. I'm just gonna build. Mm, I'll build a granary for now because I'm really waiting for things to get built over here to kind of see what else is at play. Get away, dude. You're like my stalking boyfriend. All right, fine. You want some of this? It's probably gonna kill me, but it is what it is. So one thing I'm trying to do also at the same time is, instead of that, let's do a slinger here. Is I want to build 4 slingers, one for each city, and then upgrade to archery, because then you can just easily upgrade them to gold. Otherwise, they're going to take extra long for you to actually build them in your city. Dude is a jerk. All right, so they died, unfortunately. All right, so we want to get a. I'm actually going to do a watermill and send this slinger over and queue up another slinger here. And build a watermill there. And this guy can go out and explore. All right, so this little icon says whenever we uncover through research a new strategic resource, this icon tells you it's somewhere in one of your cities. You just click on it and it takes you right there. And so we definitely want to pop out a builder and start putting um, a mine down on that so we can start getting that, because we're going to need the iron to build swordsmen to upgrade our warriors to swordsmen. And this will be done in 3 turns. This is going to be done in 6 turns, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. So all of my slingers are done. I'm going to know what city that is right there. Build a watermill there. Oh, barbarian cavalry. All right, so that is done. So what we want to do, because we have enough gold, is just upgrade these. All right. And one thing I just realized is the base game doesn't have errors. So I'm going to be tracking the turns because I think This would put us almost into the third era. So I'm going to give it to 100 turns. I must not have put a quick game speed on here because this is pretty slow progress. Do a monument there. So yeah, I wanted to get across the river to get into a good defensive point for that cavalry. See, now I'm going to stay there. And okay, let's look at this now. Oh man, when are you getting? Dang, 13 turns. They need they need a builder over here badly. Yeah. See how these are only +1. When you don't have mountains, the adjacency points for your campus are horrible. And you see these ones, they want me to build on my 2-2 tiles. Not happening at all. Um, it would be nice if I could, because my Lavra is right there. And if I could put that down, here and have another campus here, then that uh, science output would be +2. But I'm probably going to put it right here. Oh, there we go. Classical era. See how the horsemen stopped? They're not always really that stupid. Sometimes they're too smart for their own good. But I'm going to send him over here. I'm not going to let him stop me, though. So I'm not going to wait here. I'm actually, because this is actually a really good way to show you. I can put my lava here. That'll be one campus, and then, or one district. And I can put my campus right here. It'll be getting an adjacency only from one district here, but then I can build something here like the commercial hub, which has +2 because it's on that river right there. So let's do that. Sorry, Kazan. Hopefully you have something better. This that cavalry is such a jerk. Um, let's take a look. So we're doing second in science, fourth in culture. We're leading in domination only because our military is probably the strongest, and religion, we're in third because we're only outputting. These numbers are so low. I'm just used to much bigger numbers because of running, quick speed. Um, so yeah. So this can be a trap. I did have it once where France offered me open borders, and I agreed, and they like strategically placed all their military forces around my city and then declared war on me. So I'm going to tell her to get bent because I don't need her one speck of gold. But as you can see, the progress of the game is getting down those districts. A couple of things I did build. Um, sometimes you do have to build a builder. If you have strategic resources, you need to start mining, such as horses or iron. I would not, unless you need it, unless you are just losing gold turn over turn. I would not put anything down on your luxury resources yet, unless you feel pretty safe, because these are probably going to get raided by barbarians. Maybe put down farms, but I would still wait on that, um, because really the priority is getting down your districts. Um, and I actually should have done that a little bit faster as well. Um, the things I did prioritize were the um, watermills, because watermills produce one food, one production. So by having those, you can actually get more citizens, and you can actually produce things faster. I really want to change that out to one production in all cities, because that is a little helpful. Come on, buddy. Try it again. I got my guy over here waiting for you. All right. Go back to producing that watermill. So I'm not putting in 40, fortify because I'm trying to draw him across the river right now. We're just sick of his stuff now. What a dick. He's such a jerk. He's trying to mess with us now. See, now he's following because he wants to pick off one. There we go. Got him dead. And now we're just gonna heal up. It sucks that we have to waste some time healing up, but now, as you can kind of see right here, what we've set up for the map is, I think Nubia's down here somewhere, and we have worked at cutting off Ethiopia from progressing downward. They're going to have to either progress right here or right here, and they don't have much land to work with over here. But we have this, and this, and this, this, and this, and this, and this. I mean, This is actually the type of setup I would use in a game with the full DLC. Keeping your cities, three tiles apart for the loyalty, um, and really trying to cut off someone's progression. What's really nice is when you have those chokehold points and you have a single tile connecting two big parts of land. I love putting a city down on there to cut civilizations off from progressing. Um, but it's really up to you and your type of gameplay you are looking for. One thing we can do is we can see they have 30 military strength, they have 93, and we have 130. So we're doing okay. And put down a campus right here. All right, so this guy is good to go. I'm gonna send that up to Addis Ababa because I want him to think that we're friends. All right, just got our first government style. I'm gonna take that tile out. I'm gonna put in the one for production in all cities. Unit maintenance reduced by 1 gold per turn per unit, and then 2 influence points per turn toward earning city-state envoys. That is crucial. And I am going to scroll over to the Divine Right and try to work towards monarchy. Wow, there's so much land down here. Holy smokes. Mogadishu, Amanator, and Menelik. All right, so we got our first great person, which is the great prophet, so we can establish a religion. And this usually happens a lot faster. Um, so there's only a certain amount of religions that you can make, and I will show you how we create it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, every time you build a holy site, you get a certain amount of holy person points per turn, and then when you build additional buildings in there, you get more points. Um, and the great holy people are the only type that there's a limit, right? And after that limit, you can't get them anymore. So it is kind of like a race. I'm going to send him to a central holy site. And we're going to create a religion. Of course, we could do Buddhism, Catholicism, Confucianism, Hinduism, Judaism, Eastern Orthodoxy, uh, Protestantism, Shinto, Taoism, Zoroastrianism. But I'm going to do my own magic. And So these start to disappear when religions are made. Remember when I said that there's only a certain amount of religions you can choose. So I can tell somebody has already created a religion. I It doesn't really matter in this game, but in future games with DLC, the amenities from holy sites really do help a lot. So I'm going to go with amenities, and where's my other amenity? Right here. So we got 3 cities leading it, which means one city needs to be converted. And I'm going to create a missionary there. So we can see Addis Ababa and Aksum does not have a religion. So we're going to bring religion to them. Same thing with Valletta. This is a victory condition, and I've never done as much as a faith game as I run. I've never done because it's kind of like a pissing war, right? Typically in these games, you'll have somebody like Spain who's ultra religious trying to convert as much as possible. And they'll come over to your land, try to destroy your religion and convert everyone to theirs. It gets pretty dangerous when you allow your cities to be converted to a bordering religion because you tend to lose loyalty, and you could lose your city altogether if you ultimately you lose that loyalty. So if you're going to let a religion in, make sure it's not one from a bordering civ. That can be quite dangerous. So first thing I'm going to do is convert our city Kazan and just send this missionary over there. And this will probably be the end of this video. I'll probably make some more with the DLC. Um, so as you can see, it's been converted. Um, I probably want to do one more because right now we only have one follower. Or no. Oh, we have 2 followers out of a four population. So we kind of want to get the majority in there because it's really easy for another religion to take over if we're not majority. So now we have 3 out of the 4 population following us. And then as you can see, religion is kind of like bleeding out to your neighbors. So this city is going to convert in 45 turns. This city is going to convert in 80 turns if I do nothing, and this city will convert in 30 turns. So you definitely want to create your missionaries and send them out and get them to convert it faster. Missionaries are also one of the very few units that can cross borders, even when those borders are locked down, so that you can kind of see what's going on. And he wants my relic. Not happening. And so we're at turn 101. Um, and I don't know. Oh, we're about an hour into the game. So that's not bad at all. I did tend to move pretty fast as I kind of know the whole first part of what I'm going to do in every game. Um, I would say this is going to look very different when you turn up the speed on the game to quick. Highly recommend doing a quick game, especially when it comes to the DLC. I think it really matters when it comes to running those eras. Um, and um, for Poppy and for Troy, for people who requested this video, let me know if you have any questions or if anyone else has any questions, and I will talk with y'all later. Thank you.